I'm hoping that one of my HiveKeeper frames has all of the cassettes capped off. So there's 8 cassettes in a deep frame. So we're going to open up here and see how our bees are doing. Looks really good. So we're going to go ahead and shake the bees off this, take it inside, and spit it out in our micro honey harvester. We'll be bringing it back here shortly to put it back in. So let's go and leave the space there. It won't be a problem for a short time. So we just harvested out of the beehive our full HiveKeeper frame. All 8 cassettes are capped very nicely on both sides. And so we're going to see how to extract in the micro honey harvester a whole frame at one time. I'll remind you again, the secret to the HiveKeeper system is the cassettes that go into the frame. These are the hexagon-shaped cells that the bees use. Of course, they're made out of plastic. When this cassette is taken apart, you can see through it, and so each side of the cassette has half of the floor of the cell. And then when it is put together like that, you can't see through it anymore because it makes the floor of the cell with both sides put together. So the bees can put the nectar in here and cure it, cap it over, and then it's ready for us to harvest it and extract it. So let's go ahead and get going. So I'm going to go ahead and just see how long it takes to do a whole frame in the micro honey harvester. I'm going to go and start my timer here and we'll just see. We're going to go ahead and pop this out. I've processed one cassette, but this is the first time I've done a whole frame. There we go. We'll go ahead and start with that one. Then I can go ahead and pull the other ones out while that one is spinning. We're going to use the key that is provided here, and we're going to turn that and see if it pops it apart. Sometimes it's stuck a little bit, so we need to use a hive tool to go ahead and get it all the way apart here. All right, there we go. And so that exposes the honey on the back side. So we have the cappings on the front side. So we'll stick it in our harvester here. And so the cappings go to the inside. The exposed backside of the cells go to the outside. Pop them in place. Put our lid on. And then we'll activate it here. All right, so let's just spin for 20 seconds. We'll get our next one out and get it ready. We'll pull this out. Okay, lid back on. And we're going to get the next one ready to spin as soon as this one gets done. 20 seconds per spin is the time that the micro honey harvester is designed to spin. That pretty much got everything out of there. It's ready to put back together. Okay, here we go. And honey is sticky no matter how you process it, so it'd be helpful to have some hot water or warm water to kind of rinse your hands in and keep them from being too sticky, and a towel to dry them on. Get that going here. I did not think to get that ready. All right, we're going to pop this back into place. That one is done. Okay. And put the next one in. I can smell the fresh aroma of the honey, newly extracted. Okay, here we go. And we're at 7 minutes so far. Okay. We are, I think, about 11 minutes in. So that's the last one. That's the whole frame. And let's see how much honey we got out of one frame. It looks like it is 0.8 of a liter. So not quite a liter. I'll have to look up what that is in English measurements. That's how much I got out of the one frame. So now I'm going to finish putting these cassettes back in, and I will be taking this back out to stick it back in the hive so they can then uncap the wax cappings and put nectar and make it into honey back in the frame, and we'll harvest it again. Well, the sun is setting here, but I just finished processing a frame of the HiveKeeper system in the micro honey harvester. And so I wanted to go ahead and stick it back in the hive. It's real fast and simple to do. Got my smoker going. I want to help the bees stay calm. And they're all home right now, but we're just going to slip this back into the spot we took it out of. And they will then uncap the cells and begin putting nectar back in that frame as long as they're on honey flow. So there you have it. That's all there is to it. We've put the frame back in the hive, and so I want to see how much we have in our micro honey harvester here. So we can go ahead and set out the center pole, and we'll just take this and twist it off the base. It's pretty heavy. We have a pint jar here. Honey looks really clean since we didn't have to do any uncapping. Looks pretty good. Well, I guess it's going to be more than a pint. There we go. It's a pint right there. See how much of this pint gets filled up. I'm going to spatula it out a little bit, but since honey is a stable food and we're going to be harvesting every week, there's really no reason to wash it out. We can just stick it back on the base and leave a little honey residue in there and just start harvesting next time. I'm just going to leave that like that. We'll put a lid on there. I'll put our pole back in the middle. Got some warm water here. And there, I'm going to clean up the side here a little bit. Now, I said previously in the video that it took about 11 minutes, but I think that's because I didn't know what I was doing. My first time to do a whole frame. But if you think about it, the micro honey harvester, it cycles 20 seconds as a cycle per cassette, and it spun out the honey really well. And if we figure 10 seconds to take out the old cassette, put a new cassette, so it's probably 30 seconds per cassette. And if we have 8 cassettes, so that would be 4 minutes. Add another minute just for getting things set up. Probably about 5 minutes per frame of the HiveKeepers frame. And then we got, I would say, if you were to drain that out, it would be 2 pints, and that would be a quart. So we got almost a quart out of the frame. And if we have 8 frames in our box, that would be 2 gallons. And if we say 5 minutes per frame harvesting, if we harvest it all at one time, that would be less than 45 minutes for the harvesting for the whole box. There's really no need to strain it because we don't have wax particles in there, but we still do have the microscopic pollen grains. So all that goodness is still in there, and this is about as fresh as you get from your own backyard.